Joe, look at that belt. Look at that belt.
Shiny.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
The fruits of
a
your
world
labours.
champion.
Yeah, does it actually just says world
I think
champion?
it is a legit belt.
Well, there you go.
Because I mean, I shortly will be elevated anyway.
Do you think that's going to happen? Do you think you'll be elevated, or do you think Usyk will want that smoke? What do you reckon?
I don't think Usyk wants that smoke. Yeah. I think his eyes are on Fury, to be honest. But let's see what happens. Yeah, I mean, I'd love that fight to get. I'm sure I will fight him. I think he put something out saying he'll fight me next.
Who did, Usyk?
Yeah, maybe.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, let's hope so. I mean, we're a few days removed now from the epic win over Joe Parker. Yeah. Battle? Did you batter him? Like, how'd you look at it?
No, battle.
I know.
But yeah, I guess I battered him. Yeah.
How'd you reflect on it?
It was a good fight. It was tough. It was technical. It was kind of what I expected, except I thought I'd be able to take him out 7 or 8. But 3, he was getting some good shots. He showed his toughness, where he's coming back. Every time I was like hitting him, and then there's a little break, he was coming back with 3-4 shots, and he was stuck in the fight. And I thought it was going to go the distance in the end. But then when I caught him with that left hook, then that ended the fight, and I was really happy with that because I couldn't even remember until I got back to the changing room. And they were saying, and I couldn't remember what shot I hit him with, and then someone showed me the highlight reel of it. I was like, ooh!
Yeah, I remember Rob from BT showed you, and you couldn't remember it. But this wasn't just about your granite chin. Everyone's talking about the granite chin, but I saw a variety of work. I saw a jab in there. I mean, you got to show actually a lot more than just your granite chin, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought, technically, I was very good. On the night, I was happy with my performance, and I listened to instructions in the corner, and all the work I've been doing in the training camp paid off. And I got a chance to show everyone what I'm about. Like, it's not just. And I thought I was quite fast in there as well.
I thought you looked faster than normal, because everyone calls you, say you're very slow, etc. But
then they're just like, oh, it's chin. But especially the shots I was hitting him with. That even in the commentary, they seem to pick up on the shots he was landing, opposed to it's just normal that I land shots, and I throw so many of them as well. So. Well,
yeah, that I was going to say to you, you actually threw apparently 844 punches over the 11 rounds. This is absurd, Joe. Heavyweights do not do things like this. How are you doing it?
Well, there we go.
You're just the Juggernaut, right? So you just throw loads of shots. But do you have a target in your head per round? Is it something you work on in training? Like, I need to throw X amount of punches per round to be efficient, or what do you think?
No, but I think when I wanted to, the game plan was to win the rounds, don't let him get on top, and that's what I showed in the fight. That he's hit me with a few punches, but I was hitting him with more punches to make sure that there was no doubt, and he was keeping the pressure on and keeping. Because he kind of stepped back out of range as well, and if I was following him in, then he would hit me coming in, but I was kind of stepping back and then letting him come to me a little bit. But it was, I was trying to broadcast all my talents and my skills in there, and I had a great training camp, and technical wise, I'm still improving, and I improved from my last fight. I got myself up to that level. And I've really enjoyed it in there in the fight. It was tough and had all the ingredients for a great fight.
Is that the best that you felt in the ring? Because it's the heaviest you've been, by the way.
Yeah.
So how did you feel physically? No,
I felt physically very good, and I ticked all the boxes in the gym, and I was I was muscly and fit and ready to go. I thought I did a great performance. I
thought you did as well. Well done. Yeah. There were a few times you were clipped. I mean, you expect to get clipped, but what happens? What actually happens? Because to fans, it just looks like you've taken a punch, you've taken someone's best punch, you blink, and then you just keep walking forward. Can you talk me through what happens when you get hit that hard?
Yeah, I remember getting hit, but then I was firing back at the set as well. I just take it and ride it and come back. I don't know, it's kind of like my style, isn't it? You call me the Juggernaut for nothing.
Well, you sort of don't feel it, or just because you're so focused, you just sort of.
Yeah, and I've done all the training and the preparation leading up, so to take a shot and to give them back, and I give a lot back. I take a few, but give a lot more back.
People are putting up pictures of a Nokia 3310, one of the most durable phones of all time, and saying this is Joe Joyce.
But yeah, I am tough, and I have got high bone density than a normal man.
We've heard
times 5.
It's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
Did it feel like a crossover moment for you? Because, like, obviously, it was a great crowd there. They all seemed to be loving you. Marcus Rashford was ringside. Tyson Fury was there. Big John Fury. It felt like to me, like it elevated you because of the sort of people that were there. Did it feel like that to you?
Yeah, it was a proper big stadium fight, and it's just great walking out there, my entrance music, and seeing all the fans like spudding me on the way in, and yeah, the whole event was. I think it was like watching it back as well. It looked great on TV, especially my knockout at the end.
Not bad, eh?
And but yeah, I'd just like to say thanks very much to Joseph Parker for giving me such a great fight. I spoke to him today actually. He rung me up in the car on the way here, and yeah, he's feeling all right, and he's looking to go back to New Zealand and spend time with his family, get on the beach and get some sunshine and eat some mango and chill out. Yeah.
So he rung you?
Yeah, he rung me. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was good because after the fight, I then went in his changing room and said hello to him and see how he was getting on, and saw his family there and his friends, his team, etc. So yeah, it was good to see him, and we spoke about obviously leading up, it was like to generate eyes on the fight, and it's a good spirits, and I could be sparring him again when I'm maybe pre-camp before I go back up to Vegas would be good, and especially when I'd like to help him, help each other actually.
Yeah.
I had Takim in the camp. I'd have him in the camp or go and help him out in his camp for whoever.
Look, a lot of people just say you two are the nicest blokes in boxing, so I feel as though you'll probably be like friends forever. It's that sort of thing.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's a great guy, and Tyson Fury was ringside watching. He said a few things. Do you feel as though knocking out his mate right in front of him sent a bit of a message to him?
Yeah, and I've obviously shared the ring with him, and it's good. I've been around him when he's being prepared for Wilder, and it's good to see John Fury there. He had a few, he's congratulated me as well. I've got a respect for him and his family.
What did he say? What did John say to you?
I can't remember exactly, but he was like saying well done and that, and Tyson was there. Looking on, that could be a potential fight in the near future.
Well, look, he's been asked about it, right? Mm-hmm. He said that he reckons you would beat Anthony Joshua. He says he reckons you'd beat the middleweight, and he's referring to Oleksandr Usyk. He says you might struggle with Wilder's speed and power, and you couldn't lace his boots. What do you think about that? He also said you couldn't hit him with a handful of rice.
Well, he's got to be really fast to get away from all them little rice things. It's a good statement, but let's get back to reality. If he wants that fight, then let's get it done.
Do you think, what sort of game plan would you have against someone like Tyson Fury? Because it's not very often where you face someone who is bigger than you and heavier than you and has the skills of Tyson Fury. So how do you beat someone like him?
It'll be the hardest fight, but I mean, there's all them top 5 names I'll fight next. I'm ready for everyone, but he is a very tricky fighter, and yeah, I'd have to get everything right in training camp and stuff and get the right sparring. But it's exciting. It's an exciting time to be
Mm-hmm.
heavyweight at this level, and I only want to be in big fights now. Like I've took the Joseph Parker fight because it was a great fight, and it's good being at that level. But yeah, what was you saying? How do I prepare for him?
Yeah, how would you beat someone like him?
Beat someone like him? Well,
him. There's not really anyone else like him. How would you beat him?
Yeah, no, I'd have to beat him. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'd let Salas analyse the footage of his fights and that, and he'll tell me what I need to do to beat him and give me all the combinations and who to spar, and obviously my team as well. Like it's not just I, and it's a team. So it's a team effort. So we can't divide, like Salas devises a game plan, and then obviously take the steps like the combinations and things I have to do, like in sparring, leading up. But I'm at the top level now, so yeah, it's exciting times. So to beat these guys.
It feels like for the first time now.
And I'm getting my recognition from everyone.
Yes, exactly. You're getting the recognition, and people are putting your name in there. They're saying, "Well, he's definitely top 5." I put out a tweet yesterday saying, "I think you're number 2," because people are talking about how Usyk could be number 2, but I don't know. How can Usyk deal with you? Would he be able to get your respect? Would you just keep coming forward, take his best shots? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm like our fight in the amateurs it's semi-pro WSB. His fight his punches are, they're sharp and he's quick and he's very skillful. But I think over 12 rounds, I'd start to wear him out. But actually, he showed in the Joshua fight that he could do the rounds, and you saw every round he was throwing a lot of punches as well. But I throw a lot of punches, and as a proper heavyweight, so it'd be a great fight, and hopefully, I actually even said if not next, he'll fight me next if he's fighting Fury. But let's see what happens, because there's a whole lot of talk and there's not enough action. So let's see the fights and how it gets handled, because I have a little break and then I'm gonna come back and then hopefully fight Usyk or Joshua or freaking Fury or any of the top 5.
Well, Usyk, you said about doing the rounds, like he did all those rounds against Joshua, but it felt like he did them really at his pace. There was only a couple of times where Joshua took over the pace of the fight and stuck it on him, whereas you set your own pace.
And I'll be sticking it on him from the first bell. And he knows that, I know that, we know that.
How different are you to the guy that faced him in the World Series of Boxing?
I'm a lot more seasoned and experienced, and I'll have a lot of more preparation, and it'll be over 12 rounds. So it'll be completely different. But he's come on a lot as well. He's increasing size and strength, and it'd be a great fight.
Smaller gloves as well this time.
Smaller gloves.
So you'd think he'd feel it a bit more. But tell me, one of the questions that's out there that everyone wants to see is what happens if Deontay Wilder lands on Joe Joyce's chin? Does Joe Joyce just keep walking forward, or does he wilt?
I don't really want to find out. I don't really want to take one of his right hands. So, but I mean, if that fight, that's another exciting fight. One of the top 5 as well. So he's going to fight Elenius next, and then I don't know. It might be an option down the line.
When you met him,
want to see it.
When you met him in person, did you talk about potentially fighting?
Nah, nothing like that. It's just
blessings,
and just chatting. It was good to see him and Malik Scott training. Well, actually, I didn't see him training, but I saw him in the UFC and in the recovery bit, getting some physio and in the canteen. We see him. I saw him quite regularly.
Yeah.
So it's just good to see him. I've seen him a couple of times, and but yeah, he's a dangerous fighter, and that would be a great fight. It's risky, man. I wouldn't like to get hit by his right hand and test my chin. Thanks.
Well, all the sickos out there want to see what does happen, and I don't know. You don't want to be hit by it, of course you don't. But tell me this: I saw you're going to be out in February, March, right? That's what we're hearing from Frank. I believe that's what he's told you. We don't know who it's going to be, but Derek Chisora came in on my interview with Frank. He says he's retired in another interview. I don't know, but I said to him, how would you deal with someone like Joe Joyce? And he said he'd stand in front of you. What do you think of that?
Toe to toe, tash to tash kind of fight. Yeah, that'd be. Is he finally going to fight me? He told me to our face that he doesn't want to fight me. So I don't know what he's saying, but maybe it's just metaphorically speaking.
It could be. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, you're going to fight Joe Joyce. It was more like, what would you do? And that's what he said he would
stand and trade.
Yeah, stand in front of you.
I don't know how long that would last.
Hopefully we get to find out. Who do you want next? Out of everyone in the world, obviously you're mandatory now for Oleksandr Usyk. Don't know when that's going to get called. You're in the frame with guys like Tyson Fury. Who do you actually want next?
I think Usyk would be the best one next. I mean, I'd love to fight Usyk first, yeah, and then you know, fight the likes of Fury, AJ, maybe Wilder. I don't know if this, or like whoever really. I'm at the top level, and I just want to be in exciting fights now. Well, I mean, after I be elevated to full champion, and then I can like start going for maybe some other belts and other great fights.
There is a saying in boxing which has been around for years. I don't know who come up with it, but it's everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. I've heard you say a different variation of that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's got a plan until they punch me in the face and realise it has no effect, and I keep coming forward at them. I think that's a new spin on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to make like a quote graphic, so brilliant. Well done, Joyce. Congratulations on the win, and thanks for speaking to me. And let's have a little spud.
All right.
Well done. Look at that belt.
Thank
well
you.
done. Cheers, Joe. Tell him. Look at that. Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.